Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons and Dummies, a weekly podcast following four friends as they battle across a homebrewed world called Entiriath in Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition.
Step into the mystical world of Entiriath and follow as our party of dummies adventure across the lands. Talluk, half orc, half fighter, the mystery, played by Taylor. The Elirlok and Shadow, half elf ranger from the Elirlok Mountains, played by Seth. And Elirlok Bloodhair, a Harengon cleric, played by Joey. Last but not least, the creator of our beautiful world, the man of many voices, and our dungeon master, Sam. Hello and welcome back to the show. Please, if you are enjoying what you are listening to, give us a rating and a review on your podcast app. Like, subscribe, check us out on Instagram and on TikTok at DNDN Dummies, or just search for Dungeons and Dragons and Dummies. Thanks again for listening and for being here. We appreciate you so much. On last week's episode, Talluk, Shadow, and Elirlok continued their journey through the Underdark, looking for the cause of the trouble with the Kretoks. As they continued deeper, Elirlok spotted a strange, worm-like creature poking its head out of the rocks. The group decided to engage and got into a very nasty fight with several of these gricks, these worm-like creatures with these tentacles and beaks in the middle of their face. The big daddy, what we're calling the Alpha Grick, grabbed a hold of Talluk, ensnared him, and crawled through a crack in the rocks. The party follows him into his lair to try and save Talluk, and that is where we pick up here in the middle of that fight.
So Shadow looks in there and sees that Talluk is fucking hurting.
Oh yeah, I mean, you can hear him. You can hear him screaming in agony.
I'm hurting. I'm at 19.
Man.
Yeah, hurting.
This Alpha Grick doesn't mess around.
Yeah, he's putting up a fight.
Alright, Talluk, it's time for you to put up a fight. This thing's got you. What are you doing?
I just grit my teeth and I'm going to take 2 swings. Oh, so close. 16.
16 hits.
Okay, so I did 14 regular damage. I'm rolling so high on my damage rolls. And 5 necrotic with the first swing. And then I got a 14 to hit.
14 hits.
Ooh, surprising. 8 regular damage and 5 necrotic.
Okay. I was looking at something. Can you add up all the damage from both attacks for me?
Yeah. So 19 plus 13, whatever that is. 32.
How do you free yourself from this Grick's
Let's go.
grasp?
I just chop each of its tentacles one at a time and then stab it in the beak.
Right in the beak mouth. And it collapses.
What a great noise that was.
Shadow looks over his shoulder and Elirlok is like, "Don't worry, this is not how we die." And scrambles through the hole.
Well, I won't let you die.
Can I investigate this thing's body and see, find anything?
You investigate his body and you're really not seeing anything, but then you look around this lair and there's all kinds of bones, and in amongst the bones is the articles that the people had when they were brought here and devoured. So you see lots of things.
I start searching the bones.
Okay.
Get in here, Elirlok.
I don't know that I want to come in there, bud.
It's
Come on, get in here.
Begrudgingly, Elirlok crawls through this uncomfortable hole.
Man. There's like, you kick a skull over as you crawl in, it just rolls away from you, the jaw falls off of it.
Shadow's like, watch out, and starts shoving the carcass of this big worm into the hole to plug the hole.
Oh,
Okay.
I roll to search around. Investigation.
Yep, investigation. Roll me an
Okay.
investigation.
10 for me.
10. Yeah, so you find a couple things. You find a rapier that appears to be magical, emanating some magic from it.
What's it look like?
It's just a very ornately made rapier with a golden hilt, like a full basket hilt on it. You know, nice long straight rapier.
I think I pick it up and hand it to Elirlok. Be like, hey, check this out. You know how to use this thing?
I'll take it from Talluk and kind of wave it around a little bit. I think I can make it work.
It is a just +1 rapier.
Cool.
Nice.
You guys look around a little more, and actually, Elirlok, your passive investigation is high enough. I'm just gonna give you all everything. So you guys scrounge around a little bit. You find 60 gold cumulative of everything that's in here. You find a potion. You find a little pouch in it, and inside are 2 vials, and they're actually labeled, so you don't even need to roll for it. One of them is labeled as Sovereign Glue, and then the next one is labeled as Universal Solvent, and they're both in like this little leather pouch they each have their own little individual pouches, and they're like little test tubes of this stuff. They both have a very tight seal on it, though, not just like a cork. You find some really weird flippers on an old, what appears to be a elf-ish looking corpse. They've got this spider web motif on them. And then the last thing you find in addition to the rapier is you also find one of the bones has like a handle wrapped around it, like a leather wrap on it, and it's emanating a little bit of a magical aura as well. It's much smaller than Big Bone, but it's giving off a little bit of magic. And that appears to be a +1 bone club.
Interesting.
Yeah, so y'all can make me checks on the slippers and the potion if you'd like. Arcana checks.
Okay, are you saying flippers or slippers?
Slippers?
I
They're
did not like you said flippers the first
Oh,
time.
no. They're
Absolutely. Thought
My
it
mind
was.
shoes.
was racing.
soft, comfortable shoes with a spider motif.
I'm not interested in any of that stuff, really.
How much gold was it?
60 total.
60.
You loot monkeys.
Okay, so Shadow's over there. He finishes squeezing this thing into this hole, and kind of wipes the slime off his hands and is like, "Who's ready for a nap?" I think with I don't know how long it takes for us to become quote unquote exhausted as a condition, but we've been going pretty hard for a long time. I almost don't know if we shouldn't attempt a long rest here.
Yeah, from the end of your last long rest, if you go 24 hours, then you take 1 level of exhaustion if you don't get your rest.
You think we're safe in here?
Safest place in this cave as far as I've seen. We'll have to take turns keeping watch.
Okay, let's take a long rest. Is this an actual chest, or did you describe everything that we can see?
Yeah, you got everything you can see. It's just for funsies to show you
Why
the loot in
don't
here.
Why don't you two guys investigate this stuff that we didn't get the exact names of? I'm gonna take my sleep first.
So I missed it. Did you say what kind of potion it was?
I didn't. The potion and the slippers, y'all will have to do an Arcana check on.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll Arcana check for the potion first. It was a 3. And
Okay.
Arcana check for the slippers was a 15.
Okay, the slippers, you know that these are slippers of spider climb. And that they basically give you Spider-Man abilities. You can walk on walls and stuff.
Wow.
I don't know what their limits are as far as like usages, but they're pretty cool.
Who wants them bad boys?
I'm asleep.
Talluk's asleep.
Well, I'm not a real big fan of things on my feet. However, I will give it a try. If you do not want to.
Yeah. Take them.
What a weird thing to have.
I can't. I don't think Shadow's going to be taking off his boots of elven kind and swapping them back and forth his shoes in the middle of a urgent
Yeah.
moment.
Luckily, these are slippers, so they're very comfortable on your Harengon feet.
Love it.
It's not like you're putting some leather boots on or something.
Kind of.
Who's carrying the Sovereign Glue and Universal Solvent?
That sounds out of Talluk's mental capacity.
Okay. Shadow shows those in his pocket.
Somebody look those up and see
What were
what
those
those
called?
are. They are original D&D very first edition items that have been around forever. So Sovereign Glue glues anything. Period. It never comes undone unless you use a wish spell or Universal Solvent.
Holy shit.
So whoever had this Sovereign Glue was prepared with the Universal Solvent right there with it and had them in the same pouch. And Universal Solvent can dissolve like all sorts of other stuff too. They're very powerful. I think they're like very rare as far as the official rarity on them. They're pretty crazy little things.
How many uses
they're
does the glue
orange in
have?
here.
I think they each have one use.
It says 1d6 plus 1 ounces.
Oh, well, roll it up, Seth. If you're taking them,
Okay, what am I doing?
rolling 1d6 plus 1 to see how many uses are in the Sovereign Glue first.
4.
4, okay. And does Universal Solvent say the same thing?
It says 7 out of 7 charges on the Sovereign Glue, and it says 1 charge on the Universal Solvent when I add them to my inventory.
Solvent says up to 1 square foot of adhesive it touches.
Turn the Sovereign Glue down to 4.
I don't think I can
charges.
turn it down, but I can just
like,
use
use
3
it.
charges.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just got the max there.
Nice.
Wild items.
Wild items. And then, I don't know, I guess it makes sense for Elirlok to carry the club since he's already carrying a mace. What do you think,
Wait, yeah.
Talluk?
Talluk's asleep.
Talluk's
Talluk's
asleep. He's role playing it hard. But
Huh?
yeah,
What?
Talluk's got lots
What?
of weapons.
You can just lay it next
I
to
don't
him
think
when
he
he wakes
needs
up
the
to
club.
it.
And then,
I'm like, get this fucking thing out of here, and then I grab the longsword of Ballad Light, and I'm like, it's okay, baby. I'll never replace you. I go back to sleep, and I've got
so
it gripped
creepy.
really tight on my chest.
And Elirlok and Shadow tosses the little coin purse to Elirlok, the 60 gold pieces.
It
Nice.
immediately gets dumped into the bag of holding.
Dumped. You open the pouch up and dump it in there.
Yep. It's just in
loose
there.
Gold.
How much was it?
60.
And the last thing, Shadow failed to identify the potion. I don't know if anybody else wanted to make a check on that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Arcana check?
Indeed.
Arcana. Oh, God. 20?
Oh, yeah, you definitely know what it is. So you swirl around and be like, oh, this is a potion of giant strength. Specifically, an absurdly powerful one. The strongest potion of giant strength. The potion of storm giant strength. which sets your strength to 29 for the hour.
Wow.
I still have that other one, the Hill Giant Strength.
The
I
Hill
never
Giant.
used it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think we have one of those somewhere.
Yeah, the Hill Giant sets it to 21. Which
Heck
is,
yeah.
a nice boost. 29.
That's crazy taxi.
For an hour. It's a long time. Yeah, that was a weird reference.
I don't like it.
I like it.
That's like a
Crazy
plus
Taxi is the
14.
best.
No, I like it too. That was great.
Everybody click the long rest button in D&D Beyond.
Well, hold on.
Okay.
Let me roll. Sheesh.
Jesus.
Getting all excited with your bad self.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, you can click the wrong left button in D&D Beyond.
Good, because I already had. Like
Me
5
too.
minutes ago.
Yeah, so you guys make it through your rest, and so it's 8 a.m. on the 25th. You think, probably, it should be, but, you're deep underground at this point.
Shadow notices that his circlet of blasting seems to be back to life.
That's like your wake-up alarm. The little
Yeah.
red stones start glowing again.
Yeah.
I love it. That's actually really... That's a cool little idea,
Yeah.
actually.
It is.
Hmm.
I like that. Improvised clock.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it recharges at dawn.
You're just like, oh, the sun must be risen above. And, so you guys are rested.
Shadow uses the end of his glaive because this thing has spent 8 hours decomposing and kind of squelches it out of the way.
Oh, God, that's gross. You kind of slime it out of the way and it just leaves a slime trail in the hole that y'all have to crawl back through.
My God.
Crawl through the hole. I'm just like wiping the slime off of my forehead as we make it through.
Oh, my gosh. That's one of the grossest things y'all have done in this game. Oh, I'm traumatized. Okay.
What do y'all think? We keep going the same way?
Yeah, I think so. So Shadow sees what he thinks are some mushrooms and casts his perception. Or not cast perception. He rolls a perception check on this little patch of stuff in front of us.
Yeah, so with your perception check, you identify that there are some mushrooms here. Indeed.
Shadow scoops one up and tosses it to Talluk. Eat this one, motherfucker. Let's see what happens this time.
All right. Well, I had to eat it immediately with no question.
Oh my gosh. Oh man, roll me a d4.
Oh!
Elirlok's just
D4,
like, the fuck?
it's a 3.
I'll have no part of this.
Okay, now roll me a d12.
Oh my god.
2.
Now make me a constitution saving throw.
Oh god, you're scaring me. 12.
Okay.
Nope. Plus 3, 15. Oh, I
Okay,
hope that
alright.
makes a difference.
Alright, you start to get a little bit of a tummy ache, but you shake it off. It's just kind of a bad mushroom. You don't think it was anything too poisonous.
That one's a dud, Shadow.
Oh, bummer. Shadow just keeps walking. Just gotta shrug his shoulder. Just keeps walking. Avoiding the water. I don't know if that's meant to be there, but Shadow's not stepping in water.
Yeah, there's just a little wet spot there.
Yeah.
Avoid the wet spots, boys.
Okay, so Shadow says, hold on a second, guys. This seems like a long tunnel. And Shadow wants to get 60 feet ahead, but do a stealth check to try to be real quiet and see if there's any more of them worms around.
Okay. While you're doing that, quick rules question on the drift globe. How long does it stay up?
It goes out, and then you can reignite it at every dawn, but you have to speak the word.
Well, but hold on. Speaking the word, it says that speaking the word casts the light spell.
Mm-hmm.
How long does the light spell last? 1 hour.
1 hour. So 1 hour per day.
What about daylight? Is that the same duration?
Same.
1
It's the
hour.
same.
So it's the next dawn. If y'all want, y'all can fire that up, knowing that it'll last for an hour. We'll just say that yesterday y'all had a really good luck with the drift globe, but now it's tired and will forever be tired.
So does the Elirlok just hold on to somebody's belt?
Well, I
you
can
could
pull out
light
a
a
torch instead.
Torch, or if you have, do none of y'all have the light cantrip yourselves?
No.
With
No.
all the magic y'all got, nobody's got light.
Why
Who
would
needs
we?
light when you have a torch?
Who needs light when you have night vision?
Okay, casual
Alright.
flex, no big deal.
Well, you can cast light on anything, so you could cast light on your shield or weapon or headband. Okay. Alright, so you're gonna carry a torch?
Yep.
Alright. You carrying a torch and a shield, or you carrying a torch and a mace?
Torch and a mace.
Alright. Alright, so you guys press forward, and so about 2 hours into your morning walk, after your bowel movements and everything, you're feeling good. You guys come to a spot, and you see up ahead of you a little opening, and as you step into it, there appears to be a bunch of mushrooms in a large
More mushrooms.
yeah, but these mushrooms are a little different. These mushrooms are Gigantosaurus Rex
my
mushrooms.
God.
Oh shit! This is like Ark
Oh, aberration.
aberration. Yeah.
Yeah. And floating around
my
inside of this room, none of them seem to have noticed you yet, but floating around, there's a dim glow so you can see into the whole room. Bioluminescent spores lining all of the walls. And you'll see these strange disc-shaped creatures floating around the room. They're kind of a yellowish tan color, and protruding out from the bottom of them is just a ton of little tentacles, and on top they have these two 8-inch long eye stalks with these big beady eyes on top of them, and in the center of the top of this disc is a large opening. As they float around, you can see the opening on the top kind of open up, and it looks like it's sucking in a bunch of air, and then it closes, and then the whole thing kind of floats up a little bit as they're making this kind of
Like jellyfish floating kind of motions.
Yeah, very jellyfish-like, except the disc is kind of expanding and contracting and moving air through it.
Okay. Do they see us?
They don't seem to notice you right off the bat. Yeah, are you guys gonna try to hide from them, or?
Tentacle jellyfish vacuums. Yeah, I think so.
I would like to cast Pass Without a Trace on the group.
Okay.
Love
Okay.
it. What's that do for us?
That will allow everyone to add a +10 to stealth checks.
Dang.
Oh, snap! For an hour.
Even your terrible disadvantage butt might be able to stealth with that, Talluk.
So it's just straight +10.
Straight +10.
Yeah, on top of whatever your normal check is.
Plus, I have advantage on stealth.
So I have disadvantage. So Talluk.
21.
Man, do I want to do it?
I rolled 2 8s. So 21 stealth for Shadow.
Okay.
19.
Plus 10.
Oh yeah, +10.
29.
So I have to roll with disadvantage. So I'm trying to decide if I should take. I have a potion of invisibility I've been hoarding for a long time.
I think with +10, you just roll it. Just
What's your bonus to stealth? Well, what's your plus?
No, I know. I'm looking for it. It's it's +3. Okay.
Okay. It's not
All right,
a
I'll
negative
try
or
it.
anything.
All right, I'm rolling with disadvantage. Oh God. 7. Oh, okay. plus 10, so 20 on the first roll.
Okay.
Oh, you baby, nat 20.
Okay, so we'll go with the dirty 20. But yeah, so you guys kind of slink over. Which side y'all slink to, left or right, just so we know where y'all are at.
Thinking right.
Okay.
Kind of slink
kinda
over behind
thinking,
that
like-
mushroom over there.
This way-ish.
Yeah, kind of slip over behind that mushroom. So yeah, you guys start to make your way around this thing. Since we're kind of in a room, initiative room here, we'll do like every round. Y'all can make another stealth check
So how far
as
do
we're
we
trying to
go?
get through here. You can, if you use your action to dash, you have to go half speed to sneak. So you can go 30 feet per round, basically,
Okay.
Okay.
and then make another check.
And we
Alright.
have to make a check every time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make my check. And that'll be a 23.
24.
I got a bad one. 15.
15. Yeah, you kind of kick a little rock, and then Elirlok waves his hand, and the rock that tumbles, and it just kind of tumbles silently out of the way.
Nice.
And you guys are like,
All right, guys. That was a 2 on the die, so or 15. So
So hopefully, as long as it's not a
"Man, that's
1, we'll be
crazy,
okay.
Crazy. All right.
Yeah, that's a crazy spell.
All right. Y'all are about a third of the way through.
All right, rolling again.
You see an opening on the other side where the bioluminescent kind of goes into a hallway.
Nat 20.
I got a 24.
31.
Okay. All right. You guys make it forward another 30 feet. No prob.
Okay, rolling again. Oh, 21 or 24.
25.
18.
18. Okay. All right. All right. You guys make it another 30 feet.
What the fuck is
These
this,
guys are just
bro?
kind of floating around.
I don't know what these are, but I'm terrified of floating tentacle jellyfish. 28.
28.
16.
Oh gosh,
Oh,
Elirlok.
shit.
19.
Okay. So you guys slip through over into the next corridor.
Sam's pissed. He's like, damn it.
I love stuff like that. I love
GG.
it.
That room
Joey.
is so pretty with the bioluminescence. Yes,
Oh, yeah,
Elirlok.
you did a fantastic
Oh,
job
don't.
on
No,
that.
no, no. I stole this.
Oh,
Oh, it's
well,
so pretty.
Somebody
you did a
posted this.
fantastic job
I
finding
would
it.
be pissed if I had built this.
Oh, it's pretty.
Y'all
though.
just stealth through the whole thing.
We
Oh,
need to
man.
somebody get a screenshot. That's better than me.
Yeah.
Just as we slip out, Talluk kind of grabs Elirlok on the shoulder and gives him kind of like a squeeze, like a not bad, buddy, not bad.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
And keep moving.
All right. Walking for a lot farther. I mean, we're talking like the rest of the day. You're talking you walk for like 6 hours, and after a while, you start to notice that the hallway that's been very organic for most of the time. At some parts, you weren't 100% sure if it might have been tunneled, but it's definitely not been touched in a very long time. There's drips of limestone and stalagmites and stalactites forming here and there as you travel down this thing. But after a while, it starts to kind of even out a little bit. And it even starts to become a little bit more square, for lack of a better word, and you start to see a effect to it, like it's got some man-made elements.
Oh,
as
boy.
you continue your walk. After about 8 hours or so, you get to a part where it is like a brick and mortar corridor that you find yourselves walking down. And I've got it kind of artistically drawn here to show that, but like you guys have been walking down the corridor for at least 30 minutes or so, just this long straight corridor, when finally up ahead you guys see, when you get about 60 feet out, you see that there's a T in the corridor.
As we're walking, I'm like, you think dwarves made this? Can I do like some kind of investigation or something on the
Yeah,
the
you can
corridor
do like a
itself?
history check. I think would probably be the best way to do that.
I got a 16.
So you saw a lot of dwarven architecture when you were up in the Copperstone mines, around the mines and the doors and everything like that. You saw how they cut stone and how they carved some of the stuff around there, and you definitely get a similar vibe to that, but there's a definite difference to it. The way that the dwarves did it, they'd add a lot of what some people would consider unnecessary flourishes and embellishments. This stonework, as you've been walking, you notice that it's very precise, it's very clean and clear cut like the dwarves, but it's also very utilitarian. It's very what's the word I'm looking for?
Like minimal.
Minimal, yeah. Elirlok, as you guys are walking, you notice something very strange. The air, there's been ever so slightly of a breeze coming from down in front of you guys this whole time. And just here as you gotten close to this T up ahead of you, that breeze that's been brushing across the tips of your ears seems to have stopped.
Can Shadow tell if it's giant architecture?
Sure, make me a history check.
6.
6. You're not sure if it's giant architecture or not. You don't think it is. For one thing, it's too small. It's about 10 feet wide and about 12-foot ceilings.
So have we been continuing to go down for the last 8 hours?
Yes, yeah. Some parts would go down, then you might go up a little bit, but make me a survival check to see how far you think you've descended.
Is there any way that this creature is really this far away from the Kreetok village where he was attacking? 16.
Yeah, I think you stumbled on something different, Shadow. I don't know what the fuck this is.
You've done a pretty good job at rangering your way down here and figuring out where you are. You feel like you've gone down like probably 3/4 of a mile down into the earth as you walked several miles laterally underneath the crust of this stuff. It's been mostly southward. It's had a few twists and turns and stuff, but overall you feel that you've gone mostly southward.
What do you think, Elirlok?
Well, up until now, there's always been a subtle breeze, and that has stopped.
And as you're listening and twitching your ears back, trying to feel that breeze, you hear a sound of something slopping. Just this big plopping, like cafeteria lunch slop, way back, probably 100 feet behind you guys or so.
Behind us?
From where we came?
Yeah, from where you guys came from. Only Elirlok hears that.
I try my damnedest to recreate that noise Sam created. And find that this noise is coming from behind us. Presumably where we just snuck through.
Shit. I turn around and squint and see if I can see anything.
Shadow says, let's get up to where this passage branches off and see if we can't see what's coming.
Okay, I walk backwards like with my back to them as we go forward.
I move forward with my facing forward.
So you guys are moving forward, and right when you get to there, Elirlok, you reach your hand out because you realize that Shadow didn't see it, Talluk didn't see it, but right in front of you is a crystal clear, smooth wall about 10 feet tall and 10 feet wide, and it just has an ever so slight glisten reflection against your torch of a gelatinous substance.
Oh shit. Fuck.
And you almost walked into it, and it starts to move towards you as you stop walking into it. I need you to roll initiative.
Oh shit.
Oh my.
We're in trouble.
6.
16.
I don't even want to press this button. 11.
11. Okay. 6, 16, and 11.
Thank God for Elirlok.
Yeah, right. Okay. Shadow, you got the initiative.
Huh?
You got the initiative.
Does Shadow know what this is?
That's a very good question. As it starts to move, yeah, it'll ripple and shimmer, and so you see this wall of goo starting to move towards you. And now that I'm looking at it, yeah, it's totally visible once it starts moving. To see if he knows what it is. You all know what it is. It's a fucking gelatinous cube. Yeah, Shadow knows.
I love it.
I like to think that they're as legendary in the setting as they are outside the setting.
Yeah.
Shadow's like, okay. Well, that's unfortunate.
Classic unfortunate.
Does Shadow know if it has any weaknesses?
Yeah, you can make me a check to see what you know about gelatinous cubes.
What kind of check?
Let's go with an Arcana check.
Gross. Oh, 19.
Okay, yeah, you know a lot about gelatinous cubes. You know that they are very hard to detect if they're not moving.
Ugh.
That if you would have walked into it, it would have, you would have been engulfed by it. And if you are engulfed by it, that you immediately begin to take damage. You're restrained, the bad one. And you can't actually... An engulfed creature... Okay, you can try to get out on your own. Other people can try to reach in to get you out, but they'll take damage if they do so. Let's see. You know that it's, it's got immunities to all the things you'd think it have immunities to. Blinded, charmed, deafened, prone. It's a blob. It doesn't have any, elemental weaknesses or elemental resistances, though. Nor does it have any physical resistances or weaknesses.
Interesting. So, it's not resistant to, piercing and stuff?
No, it's not, oddly enough.
Fascinating. Shadow goes, move it back, guys! And Shadow's gonna sprint back 30 feet, but also trying to perceive if the thing that was behind him has moved forward as he's running.
You move back 30 feet, and you don't see anything out there in the darkness.
Shadow's going to cast Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
The first bolt will be 22 to hit.
Alright.
And it'll do 11 damage.
Okay.
And the second bolt will be 23 to hit. and do 11 damage. Or 10 damage, I'm sorry.
Dang. That's some cantrip damage right there.
21 damage. And then Shadow will turn around and be facing behind them and watching for anything that's coming.
Okay. Oh, real quick, when you try to run away, it is going to try to like reach out and hit you.
Oh, okay.
It rolled a 3 on the die, so it misses.
Okay.
Okay.
This is unfortunate. I'm going to cast.
Run away!
He's gonna cast run away.
No, I'm going to cast inflict wounds at 4th level.
Ooh la la.
But it requires touch on the creature.
Oh man. Yeah, so I'm going to treat that the same way as if you were trying to pull someone out of it. If you're going to touch it with your hands. Well, no, you have to reach into that. I'll tell you what. You'll get a tiny bit on you. It'll just do a. You think you might get a little acid on your hand. It might do a little damage.
Why not? Okay, so Elirlok drops the torch on the ground, just releases it, grabs the coin nestled under his scarf hanging from a necklace, and he says, "Mora, please." And he's going to reach out, and just almost black, purple, blue energy gathers in his palm and reaches out and touches the creature. I don't know if Elirlok knows what it is. And hopefully hits. Oh my god.
I can't imagine you missing.
It's 11. I don't
That
know
hits.
Oh my
He's
god.
a big wall
Thank
of ooze.
God. That would have been embarrassing. And this is 6d10.
What level did you cast it at?
60-10, 4th level.
4th. It's 23
Dang.
necrotic damage.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so this thing just kind of like ripples out from where you touch it. And it's definitely losing stability, but it's still up.
And then as my bonus action, I'm going to rapid hop back 15 feet. And I'll take my movement to kind of get back to back more Shadow.
Okay.
I'm very concerned.
And you do get a little bit of acid on your hand. You take 2 acid damage
Okay.
as you touch this guy and kind of shake it off as you run back.
Also no longer have a torch in my hand.
How many creatures can it engulf?
You believe it could probably engulf up to 4 medium creatures at a time?
Okay.
The specificity cracked me up. You believe it could probably get 4 6-foot tall, 200 pound,
I wonder how many bears it could hold.
right?
Just
Oh,
one bear.
God.
That's a large creature. This thing is going to move up to its speed, which is not very fast. It's going to move up to its speed and get into Talluk space. The creature must make a dexterity saving throw. It's not very hard.
Okay,
It's not a very high one. Dex save.
I'm jumping out of the way.
My gosh, if you fail this.
It's possible.
I can't look.
Oh, 12.
Oh my god.
That's got to be close. If it's not
That
very
is a
hard.
success.
Oh,
So, this is like the only deck save I've ever seen that says you can choose to be pushed 5 feet back or to the side of the cube, which there's nowhere to the side to go. But
yeah. So let's just tell people this thing is taking up the entire hallway that we're
yeah, it's a
in.
10-foot wide hallway. There's nowhere for you guys to go. It just tried to move on to Talluk, so you scooted back your 5 feet. And then it is going to try to smack you with a pseudopod, because that's just part of it moving.
Oh my
So
gosh.
a piece of it lunges out at you, and it's like a 13 to hit, so it misses. Shadow and Elirlok, you guys both notice the squelching coming from the other side,
Oh god.
and see the
Dude.
shimmering of another one coming from behind. You guys are
Holy fuck.
completely pinched in
There's
this
nowhere
hallway.
to go. How far away is this other one?
It's about 40 feet from you guys, I think.
Oh shit.
No, 60 feet from you guys. So y'all,
And we're
y'all
right up
60
on the
feet
other
from Talluk. Yeah, the other one's in your face. Okay, go ahead, Talluk. Your turn.
I look at my sword and look at this thing, and I'm like, what the hell? Take a swing.
Okay.
18 to hit.
18 hits. It's a big gooey body.
6 regular damage. Does the necrotic damage apply to this thing?
It will not.
Damn. Okay, I'm gonna roll another hit. 13.
13 hits?
Oh wow.
I mean, he's just a giant wall of goo.
Can I do 7 damage to him? Can I do some kind of check to figure out why the necrotic doesn't?
So when you cut into it, the pallid light, instead of making the satisfying, soothing sucking of life that you're so used to, it just cuts clean through like a sword, like you've always been using in practice and everything else for your entire life. You don't feel like there's any life energy in this thing to drain
Gotcha.
the way this creature is.
Okay, I'll end my turn.
All
Actually,
right.
can I back up?
Yes, you can.
I'll back up. Kind of in between these two things, yeah.
It's kind of back
Right
here
there.
somewhere.
And then I'll end my turn.
Okay. It will take a pseudopod attack as you try to back up, though, because it took its turn. So you still want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you shouldn't have done that. It's a nat 20.
Oh shit.
I don't know that, like you said, you shouldn't have done that.
Well,
scary.
just because I rolled a nat 20. Only because I rolled a nat 20. It wouldn't have been a big deal if I didn't roll a nat 20. But since I did, it's 20 damage to you.
Sheesh.
What the fuck?
Sheesh. And I got out of order with my turn stuff earlier. The other one goes after Talluk, but it already moved.
Can I, if I
Okay.
switch weapons, is that a full action, or can I do that like bonus action or object? Like to put a sword away and pull a new one out? Because I know we've
Yeah,
had a lot
yeah.
of discussions.
Yeah, we've had a lot of discussions, and the official way that we're playing it is one free object interaction to stow and draw a weapon.
Okay. I'm going to stow the longsword of pallid light and pull out my old buddy, Big Bone. It's a little spark of lightning flash
Okay.
across him.
All right, Shadow, it's your turn.
Okay. So Shadow yells, "There's another one! I guess we know why these walls are so smooth." Shadow's gonna throw a fuzzball on the ground.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
What'd you get?
A
Is it
rat.
awesome? Oh no!
Is that the
You've
one?
gotten really good rolls
Yeah.
mostly.
Yeah,
Yep.
you have.
So a rat pops out of the fuzzball and just goes and just freaks out, and Shadow just ignores it and goes, "Well, shit." And at that point, Shadow is going to look at both cubes, and he's going to try to differentiate the middle point between them, and that's the end of his turn.
Okay. Elirlok, it is your turn.
The hell was that? Now's not the time to play with rats.
I don't want to talk about it.
I want to do a new thing that I haven't done yet. I want to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Ooh.
When we took a long rest, I changed my prepared spells.
Okay.
I reach up to my coin and said, Tamora, give me your tears. And in the space in front of me next to this gelatinous cube, a silvery sword in the shape of a loosely shaped in the shape of a teardrop floats there in the air, and as my bonus action, it is going to attack the gelatinous cube.
Hell yeah.
All right.
And that was cast at 2nd level. Specifically. Sorry, there's a lot going on.
There is a lot going on.
So the attack roll is 25.
That'll definitely hit.
And it is a 1d8, 4 damage.
4
And
damage,
I believe
alright.
I rolled a 1.
Amazing. Your damage rolls, your other rolls are okay, but your damage rolls have not been good so far.
No, they have not.
Or
Okay, so it just... What kind of weapon was it? Sorry, I missed that part.
It was a sword.
Sword? Okay. So it slashes into this thing. That's very cool.
So I'm just going to kind of also gauge the middle point or get my Patriots, join them.
Okay.
Freaking out. And
So
that'll
it
be
is
my turn.
this cube's turn. It slides along. It's 15 feet. And then it goes to slide another 15 feet. I don't think it can quite make it to you. And that was its action to move here. When it gets about here, about 5 feet from Elirlok, you guys hear a strange, like, high-pitched whine, almost like if you didn't know better, it'd be the sound of like a fuse burning super fast, like and then you hear a click. And Joey, you've never played with us before, but when you hear a click, you can immediately take one reaction of whatever you want to do and tell me what you want to do.
Shit.
Just based off of that information.
Any action?
Yeah, any just describe it in you can't take like a cast a spell action, just like what do you do when you hear that sound? You know something bad just happened.
Shadow gets skinny on the floor.
Okay.
Prone.
Shadow gets skinny on the floor, prone. Quick, Talluk, Joey, what are
Same
you
for
doing?
me. I dropped down on my belly.
I copy.
Okay. All right. So you guys all dropped your belly. As you do so, you get real close to this floor, and you swear to goodness that there hasn't been a gap in the seam between the middle tiles up until this point. But all of a sudden, there is a gap, and that gap gets wide fast as the tiles shoot out straight into the walls. And you notice that below you is a drop. The floor drops out from under you, and you guys drop down 30 feet and then land in a slide. So you're not going to take any damage, and the cube falls down onto a slide and is above you. You guys start sliding down this thing. It's slick with this numbing, slick chemical that you can only assume is gelatinous cube goo, but it's making you just soar down this thing, and it goes into like a water tube slide tube that you start shooting down. Imagine like the tubes that Luke goes down at the end of that movie,
Empire
Strikes Back. Yeah. and it's like twisting and turning, and then you see up ahead a series of bars, and it looks like the chute keeps going, but then the bars deflect you guys off, and you hear behind you the gelatinous cube's been following you this whole time, and you hear it just through the bars, and you hear a few
Oh my god.
pieces of debris go and cling off the bars and start flying down, and you guys fall out of this tube about 20 feet down onto a mound of refuse. And
What a
you
word.
look around yourself as a couple more items, bones and stuff from the cube fall down on your head, and you realize that you are in a 10-foot by 10-foot metal bar cage. And we'll see you next week.
Oh my. Okay.
I'm never seeing the light of day again.
Don't worry, we have a plan already.
Oh yeah, you're already
Do we?
formulating?
You need to deliberate?
Oh, we have an adamantine axe.
You and your rat?
Yeah, that rat's down here just
The rat-
freaking the fuck out.
At some point it
He
caught up
said
to
we
you
have a plan.
and landed in your lap.
Yeah, the rat's to my lap.
He's holding the rat, and he says,
Yeah.
"Don't worry, we have a plan already."
Oh man,
Wow, that was an epic session.
that was fun. Freaking gelatinous
In
cubes.
the miles below the surface at this point, a mile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a mile, like, elevation-wise. Y'all have gone down a mile from where you started, and y'all
Right.
started under a mountain range.
Wow.
And then you've traveled, you know, I don't even know how far y'all have traveled at this point. It's been, I mean, dozens and dozens of miles.
Heck yeah.
Clap, clap, clap.
Love it. Love it.
To be continued on the next episode of Dungeons and Dragons and Dummies. Find out what happens to our party next week.